You hear that expression a lot. Oh, can't they just gave up, Don? They didn't
Yeah.
have any more fight in them, and I think there is something to that.
I think sometimes, for those, like you said, I think a lot of people do give up the fight. I think what happens too is I've seen it time and time again where people get a bad news, they get a diagnosis, whatever it may be, and that becomes the gospel. And I think in the journey, I never had God speak to me and say, "Hey, you'll be around in 5 years." Never had that one. I told everybody, I said, "I planned pessimistically and I lived optimistically."
Amen.
That's what I did because I had hope and faith in God that what I wanted is it didn't become about me. Like, I don't like the way I go about treatment because I feel like a lot of my days consumed in doing tinctures, taking stuff, drinking enough water, doing this mix, this herb, licking roots, eating them, whatever. There's so much I do. But what happened is you talk about that fight in you, and I'm not saying, everybody that's lost is because they lost the fight, much like you. I agree with you.
Right.
But what happens is a lot do, and I think what happens is the fight in me was until I grab my last breath, you're not done with me.
Amen.
And I held on to that because I'm like, I am not willing to just lay by, and I don't even mean against the cancer diagnosis. I mean, I'm talking the purpose in my life.
Hmm.
And I think when you backstep it, I think a lot of people, Ken, that's where you and I think, are blessed is we understood at least the purpose God had in front of us short term.
Yes.
And a lot of people miss out in life because they don't realize God has a purpose and a plan for them.